Much for joining us today. I'm Wali Olaola, your host today. I'm so excited right now, and you can feel it in my body the way I'm feeling. A rush of adrenaline in my body. So thank you very much for joining us today. Today I want to teach you how to write content. Okay. How to write web content. Alright, so step by step. Please, if you can hear me very well, please let me know so that I would not just be talking into the air. Alright, okay. So if you're online, please just signify that you're online. You can also invite your friends to join us. Okay, so today, like I mentioned, we are going to be talking about how to write web content. So the first on the list of the content for today's lecture, so to say, is I want to first acknowledge the presence of my friends. You, my friends, Saida, Kaniz, Amida, Tilias, Olosho, Aisha. Awesome. My friend Aisha Sulaiman. So you guys are awesome. So thank you very much for joining us today. All right. So the first on my list here is definition of web content. Okay. I hope you can also see the board. Okay. So this is the first thing to talk about. Definition of web content. The network fucked up the other time. I wasn't able to continue the other video because of network. So I hope that you'll be able to join me this time around. Okay, all right. Thank you. Welcome. When you come online, please just signify that you're online. All right, because of the time, what is the definition of web content? Web content are essentially all the type of content that you can post online, right? So it ranges from blog posts to social media posts to a lot of other posts like that. So we have like 3 types or 4 types of content. We have written content, we have video content, we have audio content, and some other type of content. Okay, so the content we are about to take today is written content. Okay, have you ever been online before? Maybe on WhatsApp, maybe on Twitter or on Facebook or any social media like that, and you get a link whereby someone is trying to invite you to read a particular article online. If you have followed that article before and you have read that article, so what you have read is a web content. Okay, what you have read is a web content. So that's what we're about to teach ourselves. And the second on the list is, why do you need to learn web content? Why? Okay, this is like the words. This is like the words. What is web content? We've explained that. So the second is, why web content? Why web content? So the truth is, we human beings, some say we are selfish. And why do they say we are selfish? We are selfish because we are only interested in what we stand to gain in something, right? So if you want to learn web content writing, why should you care about learning it? My reason is simple. Pre-COVID-19, a lot of people are going online to write stuff, a lot of businesses are already online, right, before COVID-19. But after COVID-19, a lot of things have taken place. Some businesses have gone out of business. Some who refuse to go online, they also go out of business, which means the future of the world now is virtual. Like, everything is going virtual now. People are doing a lot of things outside, offline. People are doing a lot of things online now. People do businesses, people sell stuff, people they do a lot of things. Video conferencing, meetings, in fact, classrooms. Things that initially would have thought that in the next 10 to 20 years, something that will be happening in the next 10, 20 years is already happening at this moment. So, which is why it's important for you to also key in to this. You have to learn how to write web content. Why? You can make a lot of money by knowing how to write web content. There are a lot of websites on the internet. Many of the owner of these websites don't know how to write content, right? So they are looking for people like you and me who would write the content for them. If you are able to write those contents, you'll be getting paid a lot of money to write for them. Okay, so this is one of the reasons why you need to learn web content. Also, you need to learn how to write web content for your own personal use, right? If you're able to write web content, there's essentially nothing that you cannot write about. I know someone who owns an organization, and because of his writing skill, he is able to bring together his organization, right? He's able to direct people, to tell people to do this, tell this one to do that, and tell them in such a polite way that none of them will be feeling pushed or pressured in doing any of the things that he asks them to do, right? So you can achieve a lot by learning how to write web content. So, I mean, what are you doing online if you cannot write web content? You are on Facebook. So what do you post on Facebook? Do you just post your pictures on Facebook? No. So what determines people who get a lot of following and people who do not get a lot of following is the kind of content that they post online. If what you do is post pictures that you get from an Owambe party that you went to, or you post something that is so irrelevant to people, people will not watch you. Just look at the way people are interacting with your WhatsApp status, WhatsApp stories. Are people watching your WhatsApp stories? Are they looking forward to checking your status? That means you are doing something right. You have to be posting content either to entertain people or to inform them or to educate them. So this takes us to the next thing on the content. Number 3. So what is the purpose? What is the purpose of your content? Okay, so you want to write a content online. Okay, so you need to ask yourself, what is the purpose of what you are about to write? There are so many purposes that a web content can have. All right, so the first of the purpose, like I've written it down, is to inform. You can use your content writing skill to inform people. For instance, news story. If you know how to write news story, so that is a content on its own. It's called news story. In fact, there are myriad of content on the internet, and they all have each of their names. You can write a blog post, you can write news story, you can write article, you can write essay, you can write lead magnet, you can write a lot of stuff online. So the first purpose, like I said, is, are you writing to inform? So that is news story. Like example, a news story. So let me put it like this. To inform. You can write to inform. Okay? So e.g. news story. Okay? Also, you can also write to persuade. You can write to persuade. Okay, so what times do you need to write to persuade people? When you are writing a copy, an hard copy. What is an hard copy? An hard copy is a piece of writing that you write to persuade people to do something, to perform a particular action that you have in mind. Say, buying something, a good or a service. So if you are trying to tell people to buy something from you, so whatever it is you have written is called a copy. So if have you ever been online before, maybe on Facebook or elsewhere, on one social media or the other, whereby you see a post where sponsored is written, you will see sponsored below it, or you see ads written under it. So whatever content you read under that post is called a copy, because the post is not just another copy, it's just any kind of content. It's meant to persuade people. So right from the beginning, right from the top, the content is meant to grab your attention and keep that attention to the end, you read to the end, where a CTA is waiting for you. A CTA, by the way, is called call to action, CTA. Okay, so that's the second, to persuade, e.g. an hard copy. An hard copy is meant, you are meant to persuade other people to perform an action that you have in mind, like buying something from you, like you are inviting them to for something, like you are asking them to donate. I hope you understand that. Okay. So also, e.g., another one, sales page. Okay. All right. Another reason, another purpose, because of our time, is to educate. Okay. You can write to educate people. So why? Sorry, I'm recording this and I don't want it to. Okay, very good. All right. So you are writing to educate. You can also write a piece of content to educate people. In fact, people are much more interested in your ability to write content to educate them. People want to learn every day. So this is why whenever you ask a question, our brain, the billions of neurons in our brains will start working. They will start trying to get the answer to that question, right? People either want to prove that they are smart, or they want to prove that, or they want to learn what you're about to teach them. That is why when you ask a question, you engage people, right? So that might be one of the lessons you learned in this class, that if you want to engage people with your writing, you ask questions, but don't ask too much questions. You ask engaging questions. And what type of questions can you ask? There are two types of questions. I will take that quickly. In fact, I don't need to write it down because of our time. Please jot this down. There are two types of questions. Whenever you want to engage people, either in written or in conversation, you can ask them an open-ended question, or you can ask them a closed-ended question. So what's the difference? An open-ended question allows the listener, it engages their neurons, it engages their brain. They want to respond to you, in something more than a yes or no answer. We call the yes or no answer question a one-liner. Something like asking, do you like blue or black? If you ask this kind of question, this is a closed-ended question. Why? It is a closed-ended question because the answer is always going to be a yes or no, or they are always going to tell you a one-word answer. Do you love yellow or black? Do you love yellow or black? What do you think they will tell you? I love, let's say they will say yes, yellow. They can tell you yellow, or they can say black. That's a closed-ended question. But if you want to make it an open-ended question, you can say, why do you love yellow? Which one are you going to pick and why? Most of the time, a why question is always an open-ended question because it's telling the listener to tell you more. Okay? So whenever you want to engage people in your writing or in your conversation, you must always engage them with open-ended question. Another example is, let's say I'm sitting down with someone in a plane. So it's someone that I've never met before in my life. I can kickstart a conversation with an open-ended question. Wow, I love your wristwatch. That's a compliment. I love your wristwatch. Why do you like? The person would most likely tell you, oh, thank you very much. I bought it here, I bought it there, I do this. But you can also say, after giving them the compliment, you can say, oh, this wristwatch is fine. Why do you like this particular wristwatch? There are different types of wristwatch. You can find some leather wristwatch, you can find chain wristwatch, you can find rubber wristwatch. So you can ask the person, why do you like chain wristwatch? Chain, I mean, not the leather ones. Why do you like this? So like them, well, I like this because it will fit my hand. It will this, it will that. All right. So you can use that in your content writing. Listen. So only that the people you are trying to engage in your content writing are not going to be responding to you. It's not a two-way traffic whereby you ask them question, they answer. However, they will be answering in their mind. When you ask them that question, they will be responding to you in their mind. And as they respond to you in their mind, you are engaging them. They will find your article interesting and they will likely read it to the end. So let's move on to the next. So the fourth purpose your content can have. I hope you are still with me. So please, if you are with me, please signify that you are with me. If you are with me, please let me know that you are with me. Okay, so you can also write content to share your thoughts. All right, you can write content to share your thoughts. So what's the example of content that shares the writer's thoughts? Let's say your opinion. Most of the time I read on people's Facebook profile or LinkedIn or elsewhere, whereby, thank you very much. All right, so on their, thank you Alabi Said Alani, thank you Amidat Ilyas, thank you Aishat. All right, so okay, so most of the time when I see some people write posts on their Facebook, they are sharing their opinion, they are sharing their thoughts. So maybe they are sharing their opinion on a contemporary issue, something happened to someone somewhere, and they are trying to share what they think about it. This is like sharing their thoughts, right? So most of the time, whatever your purpose of writing should be, you must have the, I'm sorry about that sound. Whatever your purpose of writing your content is, you must keep your reader at heart, keep them in mind. They are the reason you are writing, because writing is always about you, the writer, and then about them. You are communicating to them, so you have to make whatever it is you are writing beneficial to them. Judging from one of the four purposes. What is the thought? Sharing your thoughts. The fourth is sharing your thoughts. So you are writing to share your thoughts with people. And if you are a thought leader, some people are very smart, they are intelligent, they have a lot of experience. You too have a lot of experiences. Actually, your life is like a story that is still unfolding. So anything that happens to you that is interesting, that is intriguing, most likely would intrigue your readers as well. The kind of obstacles you are facing in your life at this moment, some other people are facing the same kind of obstacles. So if you are sharing your obstacles with them, and then you are sharing your way out, your solutions with them, they will likely be listening more to you. Don't worry, at the onset, people might not be listening to you. You might be having like 2 likes or 3 likes, or no likes at all, right? Regardless, continue sharing your thoughts, continue educating people, continue persuading them, continue educating people. The more you educate them, the more they start to respect you, especially if your opinions are so rich and powerful, right? So start sharing your content today, okay? So let's move forward. These are the 4 purposes that we can use to write. All right, so let me clear this to be able to move on to the next, because I don't want to be bending my back, so that my family, especially my spouses, would not be angry at me that what did I do with my back. Okay. All right, thank you very much, Aishat, Sulaiman. I appreciate you. I believe powerful people are here. People that should be teaching me content writing are also here. So I appreciate your presence a lot. So let's move forward. Okay, so the third before is what is the purpose of your writing? Now the fourth is the parts that constitute a content. I'm sorry for turning my back to you, so, or whatever preparation is most fitting for that. All right, so the parts that constitute the content. Now I want you to know that the analogy of a content, what are we talking about? I believe so far the summary, so quickly, of what we've explained before is that content, there are like 3 or 4 types of content. We have written content, we have video content, which is visual content, we have audio content like podcasts, and a lot of other content. I know some people, some clerics, some Muslim clerics or other people who don't like to show their face. They don't like videography. So due to their conviction, due to their belief. So instead, they are making audio content. You find such people on some platform whereby you can only listen to what they are producing. That's audio content, right? So there are also podcasts. You don't have to see the person that is making the podcast, but you'll be listening to them. So those are like 4 types of content that you can make online: written content, video content, written, audio, video, and I think those are the three. Those are the three types of content: written, video, and audio. Right. So today we are taking written content. All right. So now, like I said, the parts that constitute the content. One, we have the head. We have the, so under the head, okay, under the head we have the introduction. We have the introduction. Then after that we have the body. We have the body, and last but not the least, we have conclusion. All right, the conclusion also must have a CTA. If you remember, what did I call CTA the other time? What did I say CTA is? Can someone tell me what is CTA? So the first person to get it is going to get a book gift from me. No, they are going to get a credit, 100 naira credit from me. So just for me to know that you are listening, an 100 naira airtime. The first response to come in. So what did I call CTA the other time? So we have 3 seconds. The time is going. What is CTA? Okay, all right. Since there is no response, a CTA is call to action. All right. So call to action. CTA is called call to action. All right. A call to action is very important. Very, very important. So if you have ever been in a bus, a big bus before, maybe BRT in Lagos or elsewhere, whereby someone is trying to sell you a product or service, they will start in fact, you can learn a lot of things from those people, but it's going to be a discourse for another day. So whereby when people talk, you don't just feel irritated by them. Like, what is this? You look at them like they are so small. You can learn a lot from them by just watching someone. You should be intrigued. You should be fascinated with the way they start. How did they capture people's attention? You can learn from that. How did they capture people's attention? Some people can start with a story just like that. Some people can start with a question. Some people can start with a testimony of something that has happened to someone before. So you can learn from them. They capture people's attention. They capture people's attention. They capture people's attention, okay? So you can learn a lot from them. And during the course of day, capturing people's attention, they still keep that attention. And people will be unable to, look elsewhere and get distracted with what they are saying until they listen to the end. So at the end, you will find out that either the person is trying to sell you something, or the person is trying to get a donation for a cause. That's most of the time. That's what happens. And you always find people responding to that call to action. That call to action is very important. There is no how you can begin, like, for example, the people I'm citing now. When they start, they will say this, and that. And after, at the end of the day, they didn't put out any call to action. People, in fact, people will be disappointed. People they like to be led. They like to be shown where to go. All right? So part of knowing where to go is telling them what to do. This is why at the end of most blog posts that you find online, you always find them telling you to comment, tell you in the comment section what you think about the blog post, asking you to tell them in the comment section what is it that they have left out in the blog post, and so on and so forth. Or if it is for them to donate, this is where you ask them to donate. So this is what CTA is all about. All right. So like I said the parts of that constitute content is like a human body. Can you see this? The parts that constitute the content is like a human body. This is the head. Okay? This is the body. Alright? And this is the conclusion. This is the head. This is the body. This is the body. And this is the conclusion. Alright? Which is the end. So the head, which is the head and the introduction, it contains the headline. Please excuse me a moment. I'm sorry. Okay, so where were we? I was telling you that I was trying to analogize. I was trying to put an analogy forward between a human body and a content. A piece of content has... I'm sorry, where's... Okay. This is the head, the headline, and the introduction. Okay? That is the head. Then we have the body. The body is also the body. Okay? Then the third part is the conclusion. Okay? That's the third part, the conclusion. So, now starting from the very top, the headline. The headline. So, the headline is the first most important part of a content. I mean, if you want to decide if someone is beautiful or not, okay? Thank you very much. If you want to decide whether someone is beautiful or someone is ugly, you decide with their head, right? When you see their face, you know if they are beautiful or if they are ugly. So, when you write your headline in your content, people will decide if your content is worth reading or not. Which is why you must make your headline very powerful. Okay? So you must make your headline very powerful. So what are the constituents of an headline? How should you write your headline? So how to write headlines? So starting from this, the headline. How to write headline. 1. Please observe this very well. In fact, I want you to jot it down. I hope you are jotting some things down. Check how other writes. Check how others write theirs. Okay? That's the first thing you need to know as a content writer. So, how are other people writing their headlines? In fact, you don't need to disturb yourself at all. If there's a particular topic you have in mind that you want to write about, just go online, go to Google, write the keywords or whatever it is that you want to write about. You will find in the first page how people have written down the headline that Google find quite interesting and that Google thinks people would find interesting, and they will list it out in the first page. All those topics you see, they are potential topics you can write about too. Right? So that is the first way for you to write your own headline. Make your headline very catchy. Okay. So the second is you have to consider SEO. So before I move from the first point, which is check how others write their headline. So how others write their headline. There's nothing new under the sun. Nothing is no more new, right? Everything, I mean, Professor Mahfouz Adedmeji says that all kind of smartness and intelligence are plagiarism. Only foolishness is original. If you are foolish, you'll be original, because your foolishness, no one else must have done that kind of foolishness before. But every kind of smartness, cleverness, right? Some people must have done it before. And if they have done it before, you can also learn from their smartness. You can also learn from their intelligence. Alright? So, rather than trying to brainstorm yourself to death, trying to write a catchy headline, why don't you watch how other people are writing their own headline? So, that was the first. The second is consider SEO. Consider SEO when you are writing your headline. It's very important for you to write, to make your headline search engine optimized. If your headline is powerful, is with search engine optimized, right? So you find that Google is going to be ranking that particular content, especially if it is published on a website. So I think SEO, search engine optimization, is another topic. In fact, a topic on its own that we will treat some other day, God willing. Okay. You also should make your headline, you also should make it grab attention. Number 3. Make it grab attention, attention grabbing. Few days ago, someone came to my mosque where I normally used to pray early in the morning. A woman like that. So the woman, she came out from the women's section and she greeted the imam. Hi, mom. You know, and people after greeting him, she just went straight into this story, right? The way she started this story, everybody just listened, and at the end of the day, we discovered that that's how she used to do. She has perfected her ways of catching people's attention and then keeping it. Okay, so if you want to keep people's attention, you want to invite them to read your copy or your content, you have to first get their attention, grab their attention. You can learn a lot of stuff from all these malls, all these big malls, big restaurants, big motels. See how they design their entrance, right? They design their entrance to attract you, to grab your attention. You'll be amazed. Wow, I like the way they make this entrance. You are like your headline. All right, you are promising them that if what you have seen outside is intriguing to you, what we find inside this mall is going to be more intriguing. Am I making sense? So this is why your own headline must also be very powerful. All right, and be attention grabbing. Okay, number 4 points from how to write headline is make it beneficial. Make your headline beneficial. Promise people something. Promise them something. Like for example, you can promise them. People have a lot of problems. Some people have marital problems. Some people can't find love. Some people can't. Some people cannot keep the person they are dating, and so on and so forth. So what is it that you want to promise them? What is it that they are going to find out when they read your article? This is where you promise it to them. 3 ways to find the love of your life. Look at that. Look at that topic. 3 ways for you to find it. So let me now give you side examples of that kind of headlines. We have how to do blank in record time. Let me clear this quickly. I hope you are not getting boring already. If you are getting boring, please let me know. Sorry, I shouldn't have cleaned that. Please, if this is boring to you, please let me know so that we can end this quickly. But if it's not boring to you, please let me know so that I will know that you are with me and I will know that I'm making sense. Please, am I making sense? Are you with me, please? Thank you very much. Alabi Said Alani, thank you. Aisha Sulaiman, thank you. All right. Okay. So let's proceed then. Examples of headlines. Now this is very important. Examples of headline. Examples of headline. Number 1. We have many types of headlines. We have how-to headlines. We have listicles. We have a lot of types of headline. Many types. In fact, I want to give you a gift now. So it's not my gift, but I believe I have the resource and I know where you can get it. How to write headlines. It's called Headline Hacks. Please go to smartblogger.com. Go to smartblogger.com. If you go to this site, smartblogger.com, thank you very much. Awesome. Thank you. Rohima Tuleide. Awesome. Thank you. Olosho Aisha. Thank you very much. All right. Okay. So go to smartblogger.com. At Smartblogger, you will find a lead magnet at that site. Smartblogger. In fact, you can log in. You can minimize now and quickly start or write it down so that you can go to it after the class. Smartblogger.com. All right. So at smartblogger.com, input your email address and download Headline Hacks by John Morrow. In fact, you can even search for headline hacks by John Morrow on Google, and it will take you to Smart Blogger. Headline hack. Headline hacks by John Morrow. So please let me invite more people to join this class. If you have some friends that you want them to learn how to write as well, so this is the perfect opportunity for you to invite them to learn for free. All right, awesome. That's the site, smartblogger.com. So when you go to smartblogger.com, download that headline hack. So this is just a glimpse of what you are going to find out in that book. I recommend you download it today, please. You are going to learn a lot of stuff. So part of what you learn from headline hack is, and what I've learned personally too, how to list, how to headlines. So how to do blank. You have to input this yourself. How to do blank in, or just how to do blank. Right? How to blank. This you have to include. You are going to be the one to include, to put what you have in mind here. How to find the love of your life. How to write like a pro, and how to write, how to dance, how to teach, how to sit, how to drink water. A lot of stuff. See, this is what the blank is all about. Number 2, example of headlines. You also find how to do blank. How to do blank in record time. In record time. What does this mean? It's a different ball game when you say how to do something. But when you now say how to do that thing in record time, this is much more powerful. Right? Why is it more powerful? There is a friend who is a millionaire, right? So part of on his website, he puts how to design your website, right? How to design your website in 30 minutes. Can you see? That record time is the 30 minutes there. You have to be the one to decide what time it will take them to do it. I mean, why is this example, why is it powerful? It is powerful because it is not just trying to tell people how to do a particular stuff. It is also telling them what time it will take them to do it. There are a lot of other people that are trying to teach them the same thing. So if you are now trying to teach them and at the same time you are trying to tell them how much time it will take them, then it will be much more powerful. For example, how to learn C++. That's a programming language, by the way. How to learn, I'm an engineer by training. I was trained as an electrical and electrical engineer rather. So you can say how to learn C++ in 21 days. How to program in C++ in 21 days. How to design your website in 30 minutes. Can you give me more examples too? Please give me more examples so that I will know that you understand what I'm trying to pass across. How to do something in a record time. How to shave your head in 5 minutes. What else? How to tie your shoe in 30 seconds. How to bake your cake in 10 minutes. How to cook your rice in 5 minutes. Please give me more examples too in the comment section. One example is okay. Oh yeah, I'm sorry. Someone said that please use the black camera. The board appears mirror-like. How am I going to do this? Thank you very much. Quite Adebumi Dindijima said that it's an educating class. Thank you very much. I appreciate you. Alright. How to be a content creator in 1 hour. Awesome. That's Abimbola Bolaji. Aisha Sulaiman said how to start perfume oil business with no capital. Well, that's another headline, right? So, how to do something without an obstacle. That's another headline. So I won't write it because of the time. Someone said that this thing is I'm very sorry. How to sew a bag in 5 minutes. Exactly. That's a perfect example. So, like the example that Aisha gave, how to start perfume oil business with no capital. So if you see that, you will see that it's trying to make a promise, and at the same time it's trying to put it side by side. Like, people want to do that business but they do not have capital. People want to do that business but they are afraid of the stress, right? People want to do that business but they do not have the idea, right? A lot of other obstacles that might be stopping people from doing that business. So whatever it is, you are trying now to tell them how to do it, and also removing the obstacle at the same time. How to, that's the example again, how to start perfume oil business with no capital. What a perfect example. So there's another one, number 3. So after this, we'll move on from how to blank in and blank. How to blank and blank. Can someone guess what this is? Can someone guess it? I'm sorry, if I should use the back camera, I won't be able to see your comments and all that. Alright? How to become a professional graphic designer using smartphone in 30 minutes. Awesome. But this is a bit long, right? How to become, well, it's not that long anyway. So how to become, that's a good example. Alabi Said, thank you very much. Alright, so can someone guess what the headline should be for how to blank and blank? Can someone guess it? What should that headline be? How to blank and blank. Can you give me an example of such headline? How to blank and blank. Where is the duster? Okay. So I hope you have written down smartblogger.com and you are downloading headline hack already. Please, at this juncture, I want you to go to YouTube. I want you to like my YouTube page, my YouTube channel rather, right, and my Facebook page also. So you can go right now. So please like you'll be supporting me a lot if you do that. I have a lot of content, waiting to be published in the next few days and few weeks. So it's going to blow people's mind. However, what is the purpose of the content that I'm going to be dishing out if there is no one that is going to be, absorbing, or people are going to be consuming those content, right? So please help me out. Go to YouTube and like my YouTube channel. Plan and plan like a pro. Well, it's a good idea, but this is not what I intend with how to blank and blank. Let me give you an example. How to win friends and influence people. Have you ever had that headline before? So it's a book written by Dale Carnegie in the 1930s. So the book is How to Win Friends. If you have had How to Win Friends and Influence People before, please let me know. If you have had the title before, How to Win Friends and Influence People, please just signify. How to Win Friends and Influence People. How to Win Friends and Influence People. Have you ever seen that book before? How to Read and Write. No. This headline, How to Blank and Blank, is essentially trying to connect two things together. Okay? For example, the example I'm giving you, How to Win Friends and Influence People, is actually a connected kind of idea. Winning friends is a very lucrative idea, right? It's a very good, it's a lucrative idea also, because we've heard of people who have made millions by making a lot of friends. And in fact, people will never buy from you unless they like you. Brian Tracy said in his book, Psychology of Selling, I think I have that book here. This book. Brian Tracy mentioned in this book, I recommend you read this book if you sell some goods or services online or offline. Go and read How to Win Friends and The Psychology of Selling by Brian Tracy. So I also recommend you get this book by Sabi Subi, How to Sell Like Crazy. So in this book, Brian Tracy said that people will never buy from you unless they like you, right? People only buy from people they like. This is why in your area or your neighborhood, someone can move from a very far distance and walk or trek to your home just to be able to buy from you because they like you. This is why you must make yourself likable to your clients and to your customers. If you are not likable to them, they will likely not, patronize you again. So, how to how to win friends and influence people is like an example of how to write an headline that is connecting two benefits that people will want to have. How to win friends? People want to win friends. People are feeling lonely. Don't you agree? If people are feeling lonely, they want to make friends. And at the same time, when you start making friends, Brian Tracy. Okay. How to write and gain more customers. Yes, how to write and gain more customers. That's a perfect example. Thank you, Aisha Sulaiman. Okay, someone said they have the book. Oh, awesome. Thank you very much. Alright, so let's just move ahead from this topic. Okay, the next is secret headlines. Secret headlines. Can someone give me an example of a secret headline before I write it? An example of a secret headline. An headline that contains secrets. Can someone give me an example of such? How does one make himself likable? Yes, someone is asking how to sell like crazy. I mean, Sister Rahima Toloide, what are you asking? I don't understand. This question, how to sell like crazy. How to Sell Like Crazy is a book by Sabri Subi. Right? I doubt if you'll be able to get that book offline. So because I got it online. So I bought it online. I think I'm not sure, maybe $30 or thereabouts, or $50. I'm not sure. But the book is very powerful. Right? So I recommend you get it. Alright? How to get rid of roaches in 10 minutes. That's the first how to headlines. How does one make himself likable? This is a question by my friend Alito Isba. Thank you for joining us. How does one make himself likable? Is likeness within one's control? Please, this question is something very interesting. I would love to treat this question. I don't know who else wants me to treat that question. How does one make himself likable? Should we take another class for that question? How does one make himself likable? Is likeness within one's control? Because if I'm responding to this question, I can use the whole day to explain how to make yourself likable. Making people like you is actually one of my how do I say, obsessions. Something I like so much. So I like people and people like me back, right? So, and it's something I can talk about. So as you know, I have a lot of friends and you've been among them. So I believe you must have the thoughts, the feeling that there is one thing or the other that you can learn from me. So by coming online, and I believe that you also like me. Liking me is one of the reasons why you are here, right? So if you don't like me, you'll be like, what the heck? I don't want to see that guy. I don't want to see his face. What the heck does he want to talk about, right? So I can talk about how to make yourself likable. So, but it's on the topic that can be taken in 2 minutes or 3 minutes, right? So if people want me to talk about that, please let me know. So otherwise I'll go back to this, or any other questions that you have, please let's ask them after the class. So alright, so we'll be finishing the class in the next few minutes. I don't want to bore you, right? So which means we likely would not be finishing the content of the class today. So we'll be finishing the rest. When do you suggest that we'll finish the rest of the when do you suggest that we'll finish the end of the rest? When do you suggest? Okay. Is anybody online? No one is saying anything. Alright, so I was talking about secrets. Please, if you're online, signify. so that we know that I'm not the only one. If you're online, please signify before we move forward. Someone said tomorrow will be fine. For the topic, someone said next weekend. Tomorrow. Okay, we have two tomorrow. What time tomorrow, please? Tomorrow evening also. Okay, tomorrow evening is fine. So, God willing, we'll be having... Tomorrow is good. Tomorrow is good. The time was going to be like 4:30 tomorrow. Is 4:30 fine? Tomorrow is Sunday, so alright, let's do it tomorrow. Awesome. Thank you very much. Okay, so the secret that I was talking about is when you want to write headlines, keep in mind that people like secrets a lot. What do you think would happen if I call someone, Labaja, that person say or yes, or whatever it is they answer with. So and I say, let me tell you a secret. Come, let me tell you a secret. What do you think they will do? They'll be interested in what I have to say. People love secrets. People love listening to secrets. So when you use that to your advantage, people will listen to you. People want to read what you're about to write. This is what this man, Fela Drotoye, did in his book. The book that made him renowned. Do you know that book? 17 Secrets of High Flying Students. Oh my God, I love that book. That's an amazing book. The name of the book is 17 Secrets of High Flying Students. In fact, if you don't have that book, I recommend you get it. But if you are not a student, I don't think it's actually useful for you. But it will be useful for your sisters and brothers that are in the university or that are in the second or in the high school. 17 Secrets of High Flying Students. So that might be another book that you should get. I'm not sure if you can get the free copy online. The free copy is not available online. But if you buy it for them, it will be a perfect gift for your siblings or your younger friends or your mentees. 17 Secrets of High Flying Students by Fela Drotoye. High Flying Students. 17 Secrets of High Flying Students by Fela Drotoye. 17 Secrets of High Flying Students by Fela Drotoye. I recommend you get it for your people, younger ones, siblings, sons, daughters, children, mentees that are in the school, primary school, secondary school, as long as they can read and understand. I recommend you get it for them by Fela Drotoye. The book shouldn't be more than 3,000, 4,000 or thereabouts, the hard copy. But I'm not sure if the hard copy is available, but you can get the soft copy online. So let's move forward. So what brought us to 17 Secrets of High Flying Students is that you can use secret headline. Can you see now 17 secrets? People want to see, so high flying students have some secret that the rest of us do not have. Hey, I want to learn that secret too. Do you have other examples of this kind of headline? Secrets. I want 2 more people to use the example. Thank you very much, Ali. Awesome. 17 Secrets of High Flying Students. Yes. 17 Secrets of High Flying Students by Fela Drotoye. There are also other examples. 17 Secrets of Highly Successful Bloggers. 17 Secrets of Highly Successful Writers. 17 Secrets that you can use to bake quickly. 17 Secrets in having a happy home. 17 or 5 secrets that the billionaires do not tell you. 8 or 7 secrets that successful people really talk about. 10 secrets that you did not know about Elon Musk, or whatever it is you want to say. I don't know if it is Musk or Musk. So 10 secrets of Elon Musk, the billionaire. So more secrets, please. Please share more secrets. What other secrets do you also have? What other secrets do you also have? Please give me examples of headlines with secrets. Headlines with secrets, please. Awesome. 5 secrets of how to become a scholar. Awesome. Thank you, Alito in Smart. That's a very nice example. Rohima Oloyede, 3 secrets of making perfect atadidi. This sister must like atadidi. But do you like food? Awesome. The secret formula for cooling tasty food. Awesome. Thank you, Ms. Aisha Sulaiman. Abimbola Raji, Bolaji, 10 secrets that would make you have a long-lasting marriage. Now, do you think those headlines are interesting? Do you find them fascinating? Me too. I find them fascinating, and if I find them fascinating, other people of the world will find them fascinating as well. So I believe you have a lot of secrets, things that you know how to do that other people do not know how to do. Either you tell them how to do it, how to do so and so, or you tell them secrets of how to do this and that. Yes, I agree with you. Amo Abdulhakim rather. He said that there's a good thing about using odd numbers. Yes, most of the time it's always this odd number has this kind of odd this thing. Let me quickly tell you a story. When I was UCJ president in the university, anytime I started using a method, and I started using this method when I read this book, Rule of Work by Richard Templar. I want you to get that book too. Rule of Work. This is the second book I'm recommending today, 17 Secrets of High Flying Students. The third book I'm recommending is you should go and get the Book of Rules. The Books of Rule. The Books of Rule. So the Book of Rule is not the name of the book. The name of the book is Rule of Work, Rule of Life, Rule of Management. Sorry, that book is Rule of Management. Yes, The Rule of Management by Richard Templar. If you go to pdfdrive.net, you can download that book, or you go to Google and type how to download. Just type the book Rule of Management by Richard Templar and put PDF in front. You'll be able to download that book. Okay, so in that book, I learned that if you want to be able to manage people, some of the things you do is that when you set meetings, you set up meetings, right? To be able to engage your followers, the people you are leading, you have to be able to engage them. You set up meetings, you communicate with them often. So whenever you communicate with them, let's say you're having a meeting with them, you can tell them that you're having a meeting. Let's say, don't fix a time that is conventional. If you fix a conventional time, you will hardly find people meeting up with that time. I made the same mistake today also. If you want to pick up a time, you say there is a meeting tomorrow by 4, or there's a meeting tomorrow by 12. You hardly see people coming by 12. You see them coming by 12:30. But then I started using this rule that I find in the Rule of Management, that anytime you want to set up a meeting, set up a time that is odd number time. So that day I'll set the time to 4:27 p.m. 3:59 p.m. I'll set the meeting to 3:59 p.m. And I achieved a lot by setting that kind of time. And people, my members, they ask me, why did you set time like this? I mean, you could always say 4. Why do you say 3:59? You could always say 4:30. Why did you say 4:27? The thing is, when people see 4:27 as time for a program you are about to have, or for a meeting you are about to have, it starts engaging them. They've never seen this before. 4:27. I mean, really? Why not 4:30? So they'll be curious. Their curiosity will drive them to that event or to that program that you are about to have. Yes, that's the name. The Rule of Management by Richard Templar. Yes, I've read that book too. Thank you, Amo Abdulhakim. It was discussed extensively in a book, Cashvertising. Yes, it's a copywriting book. Alright, so let's move forward. That's the third book I will recommend today. Books of Rule. And books of rule, I mean Rule of Management, The Rule of Work, The Rule of Success. I've also read this book, The Rule of Wealth. Yes, The Rule of Wealth. So there are a lot of books of rules that you can get. Alright, so let's move forward. This is just the headline. Shall we call it a day today and proceed maybe next week? Because I think we've spent like 1 hour already. I don't want to bore you too much. Thank you very much, Aisha Suleiman. You are learning, really. Thank you very much. Amo Abdulhakim, thank you. Alito Ismail, thank you very much. Awesome. Okay, so moving forward, because of the time, I believe we should just stop at the headline today. It remains the introduction and the body. So if you want us to proceed today, how many more minutes should we use? And if you want us to continue next week, please let me know. Please let me know if you want us to continue. So maybe we should just take the introduction today. So the body and the we have the body, and then we have the conclusion, which is also detailed. No. You are welcome, Mrs. Aisha Suleiman, Abibola Bolaji. Thank you. Alito is smart. You said, I thought we concluded it to be tomorrow. Yes. The question you asked, please don't let me forget that question. What's that question again? What's that question again? Can someone remind me? I think it's something about liking. Can you make yourself likable? Something like that. Okay, I missed the top the secret to write like a pro. Yes. I think I've missed out. Okay, how does one make himself likable? His likeness within one's control. I'm happy to let you know that likeness is within your control. You can either make your people like you. In fact, they will like you. They want to die for you, right? In fact, not even like, they will love you. So let me quickly write that question down so that I will not forget. How does one? So this is the question we are going to take tomorrow. Okay. So it's going to be another event. How does one make? I'll tell you amazing secrets to make people like you. People will fall in love with you, but not in a manipulative way. People will be so, you'll be so much likable to people that they will literally be able to do anything you want them to do, as long as it's within right. In fact, sometimes can even ask them to do something that is not good, but I know you won't do that. You will not do that. You are a likable person and you are an ethical person. You are not going to be manipulating people. So what makes me qualify to want to talk to you about this? What makes me qualify to be talking to you about how to make people like you? How does one make himself likable or herself likable? His likeness within one's control. So what makes me qualified to talk about that topic? Well, for starters, I've read like 50 books on people liking you, right? Like 50 books. If I'm going to be conservative, I've read like 50 books about that alone. And I also have an organization. I believe many of you know about the organization. If people don't like me, if people don't like what I do, they will not join me in that organization. So I also have a business. I have some other. So essentially, the way I relate with people is making me likable to them, right? So alhamdulillah for that. So I can show you some of the strategies that I use to make people likable to me. Essentially, I love them. Okay, I love people first and then they love me back. So I'm going to tell you all of these secrets, God willing, in the next class, which is tomorrow, by the way, by 4:30. Please don't forget to invite other people. So don't forget to bring more people to attend the class tomorrow by 4:30. All right. So what have we decided about the rest of the topic? What have we decided, ladies and gentlemen? Yes, I get the topic now. All right, so ladies and gentlemen, because of the time. So what are the things? Okay, let me just take this introduction and then we can take the body and the conclusion next week, God willing. So how do you write the introduction? There are essentially like 5 ways for you to write an introduction. All right, let me take the introduction. How do you write the introduction? I have explained this topic. All right. About the introduction. Introduction after the headline is the most important part of your content. Let me clear this off. Introduction. Body and conclusion. So, introduction is the most important part of introduction. Okay, all right. This is a good idea. You are welcome, Mr. Malam Uthman El Mukhtar. Okay, I will take the introduction. I'm taking the introduction. Why not finish part 2 tomorrow? Then answer the live question on your YouTube channel. Okay, all right. So, after the introduction, we will take the part 2 tomorrow to this class tomorrow, and then I will, God willing, answer the live question on YouTube channel. So, like I said, the introduction is very important in your piece of writing, in your content. Why is it important? It is important because after people have been attracted by your headline, after you have made a promise to them, right? The next thing is for people to come inside your mall or come inside your shop. Let me put it like an analogy like this. Let's say, for instance, you have a shop, but your shop is located somewhere that is not maybe inside Ogunpa market, or inside Gbagi market, or inside Alaba market, or inside Ikeja, right? Most of the shops must have been taken by someone else. But you always find an opportunity for you to have your own shop at the back, something that is inside, right? So this is why it's important for you to have a banner or a poster or something like that will be advertising that your shop, you have this and that. And then you will guide people into that your shop. So the banner is like the headline. Okay? The banner or the poster or the billboard or whatever it is your headline. Now people have been attracted to whatever it is you have in your shop by that banner. Now, on getting to your shop, they now meet, maybe you advertise that you are selling phones. But on getting to your shop, they just find out that you have only 2 phones on display and nothing else. In fact, there is no glass. There's only a wooden table with 2 phones. Disgusted, a potential customer will likely turn back and they will leave your mall for good. They will not return again. But you have designed your shop. You have put a lot of things. You have put this glass. You have put this table. You have put this. You have decorated your wall. You have hung this thing. You have put that. You have put a lot of things in your shop that will make it very attractive. Then you can now advertise your shop outside, so that when people come inside your shop, they will love what they see. People react to what they see. So the same thing in your content. You have written a very powerful headline that has attracted people to your content. So the first thing they see is your introduction. So essentially, your headline has grabbed their attention, but your introduction must also grab it all the more and sustain it. So in your introduction, how do you introduce a piece of writing? Please write it down. The first way you can introduce your content is through story or anecdote. Please write that down. True story or anecdote. One of the ways is to use story. Let me say use story. You can use story or an anecdote. An anecdote is also a story, like a personal story. I want to use a story. All right. There was a particular day that I wanted to do an interview. I had an interview at Surulere in Lagos. So on my way, I was in Ijushaga. Incidentally, there was a rainfall at Ijushaga. So, and I was like, if Surulere was as far as people say that it was far, then the rainfall in Ijushaga might not be reaching Surulere. So they would not be it was very important for me to have a proof or an evidence to show them that indeed there was a rain at Ijushaga that made me come late. So I had to took my phone out and I recorded my phone in the rain. I recorded myself in the rain. As the rain was falling, I was recording myself. And then I said, the rain is falling now and I have an interview at so and so. And then I called them and I had to let them know that I should have been there, but it's because of the rain that is falling where I am. And they were like, really? Rain is not falling. I said, the rain is falling. They did not believe me. But when I got there, I showed them the proof that indeed there was a rainfall. And they were like, really? At Baratunshon, there is also a running river of rain. Wow, that's interesting. So I just used a story to portray something very important. You must use proof in your piece of content that you are writing. So use story. I believe when I started sharing the story, all of you must have been more interested, right, about the story. So well, the story you are about to use in your content, it depends on the kind of content you are about to write. You have to use a story that actually illustrates the content you are writing. You can't be intending to write this content and then you are using this story. Both of them must match. If they don't match, it will not be connected, it will not be interesting. So use story or an anecdote in your piece of writing. All right. Number 2. Someone is asking, use example of story. I've read some of your articles before, some of your writings, A Little in Smart, on Facebook, where you are using personal story to buttress, to share a lesson or a piece of idea. Most of the time, when I write articles or piece of content and I use story, there is always a lesson in that story for people to learn from. And this is why it is very important for you to learn how to use stories and anecdotes. Anecdotes are personal stories, personal things that have happened to you before, personally. And then you are trying to derive a lesson from it for your readers. So use that to your advantage. Number 2, use statistics or use facts. Use facts and figures. Use facts and figures. Whenever you want to write a piece of content, it's very important for you to use facts and figures. Go online, search for facts and figures that are related to the piece of content you are about to write on. Okay? You can say, according to statistics by so and so. So when you are writing your content, I hope you know how to hyperlink your text so that you embed a link inside inside some words, 1 or 2 words or more. So when you hyperlink them, people can link to where you got your stats or your facts from, because people don't just want you to cook up a fact on your head and then be giving them something that is not factual. All right, so use facts and figures in your introduction. You can start with a fact. Okay, so number 3, you can start with a conflicting fact. Start with a conflicting fact. Isn't this interesting? I mean, isn't this interesting? Even when you use facts in your piece of content, yes, use statistics, facts, and figures. When you use facts, just ordinary facts in your writings, it makes your writing more powerful, because you are not just citing your own opinion now, you are citing the opinions of higher people that are facts. You are citing facts, and people they will likely see the people you are citing and as authority, right? It's one of the ways that you can persuade people to act when you use authority. According to Nigeria Bureau of this, according to NBC, according to CNN, according to Forbes magazine, Elon Musk is the richest man on earth as at January 2021, right? So maybe someone is writing an article that talks about world billionaires, and then you cite that example, you cite that fact. It makes your content much more powerful. Now, when you are using a conflicting fact, how do I mean conflicting fact? This is number 3. Start with a conflicting fact. A conflicting fact goes like this. You say Nigeria is adjudged according to so and so, or according to so and so website, or according to so and so book. Nigeria is adjudged the powerhouse of Africa. So that's a fact. Yet, according to a 2012 report, more than 60% of Nigerians, according to Nigeria Bureau of, according to a report by Nigeria National Bureau of Statistics in 2012, they claim that more than 60%, which is a stunning, or this is another way for you to engage your readers. Use some adjective like stunning, like fascinating, like intriguing, like powerful, like secret. I've mentioned it before. There are some adjectives that are very important. I will likely list some of these adjectives out for you, and then you can download them. Whooping, like whooping, WHOOPPING. Whooping, that's a whooping number. According to Nigeria, Nigeria is adjudged as the powerhouse of Africa. Yet, according to a 2012 report by NBC or NBS, they state that Nigeria, more than 60% of Nigerians are living on less than $1 per day. That's a conflicting fact. If Nigeria is adjudged the power of Africa in terms of riches, in terms of wealth, in terms of overflowing of wealth, why then should Nigeria also be backward in terms of having a majority of our populace living on less than $1 per day? So this is a conflicting fact, and it will make people want to read more of what your content is going to be about. So the fourth, there are more ways for you to start your article, to introduce your article or your content, but this is going to be the end. Number 4, what other ways can you start your listing with? Begin by asking a question. Ask a question. Ask them a question. This is also a very powerful way